Yes. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful day. Oh, wow. The weather has been my kind of weather today. That's sort of weather for planting season for, for two with hot pepper soup, that kind of thing. It's just been what I like to lounge in at home. But unfortunately, one has to get up and get to work. Good evening and welcome to the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM today, the 15th day of the 5th month the year 2023. That is 15th of May 2023. From our studio, it's exactly 13 minutes pursuing the 7 p.m. mark. My name is Precious. Welcome to the show. And of course, today is Monday, so your guess is as good as mine. But before I let the cat out of the bag, for those who may not know, let's just let you know that this is the show where we get to discuss the hottest conversations in town within the past 72 hours. So just so you do not know, there's been lots of crazy things happening in town, right? So there was a village in Nasarawa state during the weekend where they said armed herdsmen stormed the village and killed about 38 people, including the pastor in charge of an Equa church in that village was murdered. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, they were all giving a mass burial. Yes, you heard that, in Nasarawa state, not Southern Kaduna this time, not Benue State this time. This time is Nasarawa State. Armed headsmen did that to a community in Nasarawa State. Well, we'll look at that conversation. And then, of course, speaking about corruption, a concerned military officers has written a letter to the president complaining bitterly about the in-depth corruption in the military, and saying that if the presidency, the Senate, and others do nothing about the huge corruption within the military, that they may be forced to take a drastic decision to save the country. Now the country is like this, at a brink, just because of the selfish interest of some military officers. I'm going to read that letter verbatim, so you know it's not my words. Again, that's also an exclusive report. And of course, elsewhere, the United States, through its Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, has said that it has come to the decision of imposing visa ban to those who defaulted in this 2023 election one way or the other. Those who incited violence verbally or physically, those who manipulated election results, or she smashed the initial record of the other lady, the Indian lady, at about noon, that is 12 o'clock this afternoon. And then around 4 p.m., she hit her 96 hours set record. And she thought, you know what, let me push further for another 100 hours to set a record that would not be so easy for someone else to beat. And she just did that. Remember, that is not just cooking. Multiple cooking at a time, like pots stay here, pots stay here, pots stay here, at the same time. She attends to this, she attends to this, she attends to this at the same time. Hilda Baci, 27-year-old Akwa Ibom lady. Most importantly, a Nigerian girl. Well, we'll get to look at that because World Guinness Book of Record is also saying that, well, they are reviewing and examining, the machineries involved in that in her case, and then they would also make the announcement in due time after their review. All right. Okay. So moving forward to other conversations this evening. So the world is at it again. So concerned people of Nigeria in the place of Serap have written to the World Bank saying that, that 800 million naira our president is asking for, don't give it to him yet, because he has just 2 weeks to spend in office. So just keep it, when the next president come, let him be the one to ask for it. Why would Serap do that anyway? And I'd like to take your thought and reaction on that conversation. And others also are arguing, please, don't grant Emefiele a study leave to flee Nigeria. And that is what a particular governor tells Buhari, right? Okay. So there's also an exclusive report here about how Justice Ministry is unable to account for disbursement of 10.4 billion naira judgment debts. This is according to Senate and the Senate Committee in charge of Justice. I'll give you that details of that conversation later on. And of course, remember I did say last week that we hear that subsidy may cost 8 trillion naira, but right now we're hearing that it may actually cost 13 trillion naira to fund subsidy further. from 3.2 trillion naira. Now we're climbing in just half of the year. Okay, so somewhere in the tussle of the principal offices in the National Assembly, someone said it's an insult to zone deputy speaker to southeast of all positions. Well, Lagos, my name is Precious Enyi, and it is with all pleasure that I make welcome Mr. Darlington Agomo. Mr. Darlington, you're welcome. Barrister Darlington, I dare say. Am I correct now?
Good evening, Precious.
So is it barrister or Mr. that works for you?
Oh my God.
Would you like to be a gentleman? Or,
what are you saying? Are you
I've been to an event before that I was emceeing, and just one man had about 4
I don't
titles.
like this title. I have other title.
Which one now?
Don't worry.
Venerable.
Is it necessary?
Knight, sir.
What?
So the man was a knight, was a chief, was a doctor, was I think one other thing. So, and I just called about 2 of his titles and left the rest. He said, no. Tell that MC to address me properly. You have to call all my titles. I said, oh, yeah. Sorry.
So, I know people are very particular about title, but not me. Okay. Because it has dealt with me before. I think we are somewhere, So while the discussion was going on and all that, I was just on my own. I was just saying things. The meeting was going smoothly until somebody mentioned Darlington. The discussion changed. I said, barrister. Everybody now began to caution themselves. They don't want trouble.
Because you mentioned barrister. All right, Lagos. Yes, welcome to the conversation. Let's take a little break. I will be right back to begin to dissect the conversation one at a time. Stay with us.
Rush with Precious, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Panel.
What was the rate of inflation, and then what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP is not an oil dominated,
to agree. On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 90.3, Voice of the People FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice.
Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM Evening Rush. That's the show. So let's begin with this events that happened in Nasarawa State. So they said no fewer than 38 residents of Takalafia and the Gwanja communities in the Karo local government area of Nasarawa State have been reportedly killed by herdsmen who stormed the area recently. So the pastor in charge of the evangelical church winning all in the area, that is Ekwa Church, Reverend Daniel Dambeki, and 37 others were gruesomely murdered by the assailants during the attack, which lasted from 9 p.m. in the 9 p.m. now at night like this till Thursday on a Thursday night till the early hours of Friday morning. This happened last week from 9 p.m. on Thursday till early hours of Friday morning. That may be like say 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. on Friday. So for hours they were meting out this level of havoc and mayhem to a community, and nothing was able to be done about it. So they said, however, a mass burial was held on Sunday for the victims of the attack, which included women and children. If you know Ekwa Church very well, you know that Ekwa and Catholic, I think they are the dominant churches in the northern part of Nigeria. So Ekwa is like Ekwa is to northern Nigeria as to what I think first is it 7 days Adventist could be to Abia State, something like that. So so it's a very popular church in northern Nigeria. So the deputy governor of the state, Emmanuel Akabe, led a government delegation to the mass burial, which was conducted amid tears from sympathizers and members of the community. Now, speaking during the mass burial, Akame condemned the wanton killings and destruction of property worth millions of naira. Mr. Darlington, 38 people, including the pastor in charge of Equa Church. 38 people from 9 p.m. on Thursday night to Friday morning, early hours of Friday.
You see, when things like this happen, I tell you, I am. By the way, my listeners, I greet all of you. It is with a heavy heart that I will even speak on this matter, because this is not just killing; it is provocation. We have been saying we want to keep this country together, but whenever this selective killing happens, you now ask yourself, what is the purpose? This is not the first. This is not the second. Remember what happened at Owo the other time, Owo here in Ondo State, when some people came all the way from wherever and went to that church. Every time they will select churches and they will slaughter and they will kill. Precious, since you know this country, have you heard or seen where any Christian group entered any church, any mosque, and killed one single Muslim? All these things are provocative actions. But I thank God for the Christian in us. We have been enduring and tolerating. Yet, our brothers from the Muslims, they don't even appreciate our patience. They don't. The people that did those things, are they Christian? No. What religion they profess? Is it not Muslim religion? Islamic religion. And yet you claim you are one country and you are killing your people. The most annoying thing is that these people, some of them are not even from Nigeria, and the government is keeping quiet. The government is keeping quiet. Is that not provocation? Tell me. If a Christian community were to rise up to say, no, this thing is too much, we are going to retaliate, what do you think will happen? But each time they do this, the Christians will keep quiet and leave it for God. This is not the first, second, third, this is not the 10th time. Very provocative actions. Those people in those churches, what did they do? What was their offense or crime against the Fulani herdsmen? What? They just want to exterminate Christians. Do you think that if you are all Muslims, there will be peace here? Go and look at other Arab nations where you have all the whole people, or 90% or 98% Muslims. Have they known peace? The peace of this country today is held by Christians. I am saying it authoritatively. We are the ones holding the peace of this country today because we fell and refused to be provoked. We fell and refused to be provoked. I don't see where such a thing can happen in any Islamic state, where maybe the Sunnis will go and kill the Shiites in their mosque and they will let it lie low. It is not possible. But what do we do? Yes, our doctrine said that God said the battle is his own and vengeance belongs to him. Is that not the doctrine that is keeping us? But this other who keep telling us Islam is a peaceful religion. I have told you, let us see that peace in you. Don't tell me, let me see it. The Muslim leaders or Islamic leaders will tell you now, they don't know those people, but call them to order. You are the leader. The owner of the mad dog is supposed to call the mad dog to order. You cannot claim ignorance of what is going on. But let anybody retaliate now, they will arrest them. And you are telling me you don't know what is going on. This provocative action is causing problem in Nigeria, but the Islamic world, the Islamic leaders failed to address it. That is why these guys are becoming bolder by the day. All these killings, I can tell you, it is selective. Because a Fulani herdsman cannot kill his fellow Fulani man. It can never happen. If such a thing happens, it's by mistake. A Fulani cannot kill a Fulani. It can never happen. Go and check the people that are being slaughtered in the north. Look at their identity. Look at their religion. You will now know what I'm talking about. Is it fair? You enter a church. When does any Christian community enter a church even to harass any Muslim? No respect for even the church. No respect.
You just walk in there and slaughter people. For what is the reason? What? They don't even give reason. People that are inside the church, you slaughter them. And you are happy. You are shouting Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. How can God answer your? How can? Where did the God say you should go and kill for him? They should come and show me where God say you should go and kill.
So Mr. Darlings, you can tell for sure that these people are probably just bad eggs in the religion that that are
look, as far as I'm concerned. Look, as far as I'm concerned, there are people that are teleguiding and leading them. Precious, during the election here, during the primary, you saw how everybody was quiet. Why can't that peace continue after the election? Why?
All right. So speaking about the election, let me quickly run through the story about the U.S. imposing visa ban on people who are election defaulters. As the United States today, Monday, officially, they've been saying this, that they will impose visa ban or they may impose visa ban. But today, they officially released a statement that it had taken steps to impose visa bans on persons who disrupted the recent general elections in Nigeria. So in a statement on the U.S. State Department website, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said the United States is committed to supporting and advancing democracy in Nigeria and around the world. So today, I am announcing that we have taken steps to impose visa restrictions on specific individuals in Nigeria for undermining the democratic process during Nigeria's 2023 election cycle. So that has to do with those who did such a thing during the presidential election as well as the governorship election. So he clarified that the visa ban is specific to certain individuals and is not directed to or at the Nigerian people generally or the government of Nigeria as a whole. Just so we're clear. So according to the statement, these individuals under U.S. Immigration and Nationality Act will be subjected to restrictions on visas to the United States under a policy covering those believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy. You heard that?
Yes.
Those believed to be responsible for or that are complicit in undermining democracy. So he said these individuals have been involved in intimidation of voters. So those who intimidated voters through threats and physical violence, the manipulation, that is through threat, that is even those who said with mouth, or those who by tweet sent it, that means they're all in this category of threats, right? Plus those who did that via physical violence. So he said those that manipulated voters' results. So they said the manipulation of vote results, those ones that cancelled and altered it with another, So and other activity that undermines Nigeria's democratic process. That is what Blinken said. So the decision to take steps to impose visa restrictions, he said, reflects the continued commitment of the United States of America to support Nigeria's aspiration to strengthen democracy and the rule of law. So he further said, however, the U.S. did not, he did not name those that are affected by the latest visa ban. He said some Nigerians, including controversial Lagos bus transport, MC Oluomo and all of them, maybe that's people are looking at, okay, maybe because people said he was caught on video threatening potential voters. So Nigeria's most recent elections were held on 25th of February and 18th of February. And of course, the process was fraught with a number of irregularities, including pockets of violence in different parts of the country. Mr. Darlington, this visa ban by the United States, first of all, before I ask you the likely names based on the categorization, right, or the streamlining, first of all, does it hold any water?
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
The US is a capitalist state. The US is not sincere with some of these threats. The US is not very, very forthright in fighting democratic elements. I mean, people who are undermining democracy worldwide.
They just choose and pick. The US are not interested in looking at states that undermine human rights. If not, I don't think they'll be doing any business with Saudi Arabia. So all these threats is just for us. This is not the first time now. This is not the first time. This is not the first time they issued this threat. Yet nothing came out of it. That's why they have continued. So if you ask me, the US is even complicit. How can they say something and they will not carry it out? This is not the first time they have told you they are going to ban this, they ban that. At the end of the day, nothing was banned. And then the beat goes on. If they have been taking steps to address this thing over the years, these people wouldn't have continued, knowing fully well that they have interest in the United States. Their children are schooling there. Let them bring all of them back here. Not just to ban the people doing something here. Their children, their ward are over there. Let them bring all of them, repatriate them back to Nigeria. That's when I know that they are serious. But because when they look at their investment, look at the amount of dollars they have in their country.
But is it not what you and I were discussing last week that I told you that if any country supports and encourages the proceeds of corruption in their country, they are as well corrupt as they are as corrupt as the country that's these people, the politicians who are bringing that. They're as corrupt as the other country too. I told you that last week, and you were arguing with me.
No, hold on. You don't think that maybe apple and orange, because they are fruit, therefore they are the same thing. They are not too. When it comes to matters like this, when it comes to matters of law, you have to separate the wheat from the chaff. You treat every case on its merit.
So, Mr. Darlington, if I buy stolen goods from you, am I not an accomplice to that?
Look,
remember that is what happens in Nigeria. If I buy stolen goods from you, I'm an accomplice. So if I let you, knowing that this money is a proceed from corruption, and I let you bring it into my country, that means I'm also as corrupt as you are. It's as simple as that.
You have forgotten. I told you that when it comes to such matters, it is you, the country, that will initiate that proceeding. That look, we suspect that so fellow stole our money, and that money is in your country. Help us bring it back. That is how it goes. You can't just conclude that every money that enters US is a stolen money until you, the government, initiate the process. That's what I'm saying. But in this particular case, they have embassy here. They saw what happened. I remember the UK High Commission exchanging words with Fani Kayode. So this one, they saw it. You cannot tell them who did not do what. They saw them, they know them. Are you getting what I'm saying now? But in that of money, it's not something that is done openly. It is the government that would tell the US government that, look, this money, we suspect that it is a stolen money and it is in your country. Help us bring it back. Have you seen the difference now? Like now, they are repatriating Abacha loot up to tomorrow. They're still bringing that money back. So, I mean, there are processes to everything now. But in this particular case, I expect the US to carry it out to the letter, so that these people will know that yes, if they cannot discipline them in Nigeria here, but there is somebody who can discipline them outside. If they can try a whole Donald Trump, who is anybody here in Nigeria that they cannot deal with?
So in other words, you're saying that the action by the United States to impose visa ban is non-productive?
They have said it now. It is when they carry it out, then I will not give them kudos. But as at now,
are there names that you may be looking at seeing since they refuse to name people?
If somebody like Emso Oluomo is not there, then what are they talking about? If Festus Keyamo is not there, what are they talking about? If Bayo Ononuga is not there, what are they talking about? If Fani Kayode is not there, what are they talking about? I mean, these are people that their statement is out there in the social media. It's out there. Then when you talk politically, that the governors, some governors who pretended as if they didn't know what happened. Meanwhile, they benefited from the violence that went down. They should include all these people. In fact, let them send back the award that are schooling in their country, because it is the money they have made out of politics that they are using to train them over there. They should return them. Let the US do it for once, so that it will caution them. But all this, after talking and talking, at the end of the day, nothing happened. That's why they have continued to do it. especially MC Oluoma, whose son we know is studying abroad. Let them bring down all of them back and ban their parents from coming there. That will checkmate them. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
All right, Lagos. So, Mr. Darlington, there is this very, I don't know if I should call it interesting, but a very revealing story about the military or some concerned military officers writing to the president and the Senate about the high level of corruption within the military and tasking the president to take action, else that they may lead a major revolution to save the country. We never thought that would be in a time and age where we hear this. We do hope that the military officers who sent this letter, if it is true, are not court-martialed, untimely, and are not dealt with. All right, so let me take this story. Reading it off Sahara Reporters is an exclusive, but I think it's pretty much in other papers too, so you can go look it out. So, some Nigerian military officers under the platform of Concerned Patriotic Military Officers, they have threatened to force a radical revolution to save Nigeria if the monumental corruption in the military generally is not checkmated or is not checked forthwith. They said if the monumental corruption, these were their words, that if the monumental corruption in the military is not checked, that they will be forced to call for a radical revolution to save the country. One would think that the military saying this, then the group who gave the warning in a letter to the presidency, service chiefs and Senate on Sunday, the presidency, other service chiefs and also the Senate just yesterday called for the probe of service chiefs and the former ones, that is all the present service chiefs now and the ones who have ruled in the past. You understand? They said irrespective of these people's political or religious affiliations, that they should probe them, because according to this group, they said that these are the people who are failing the country. They said these service chiefs, past and present, are the ones failing the country. All right. So they accuse service chiefs, former and current, of buying refurbished equipment as new ones. That they buy equipment that are refurbished and they present it to them to use as new ones. Now quoting their letter, they say only soldiers and officers who serve in good places pay their ways to good places and the foreign missions. The remaining just continue to fight war or serve in remote areas. Now, some are gods. They are even too precious to even serve in places that have bad weather. Too bad for this country, the group said. End quote. All right. Moving forward, the group also advised the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be careful so that the country would not be buried under him because of the high level of corruption in the military. Now, according to them, there are killings across the country because some military men are colluding with criminals and only after their pockets and the interest of their godfathers and godsons. Should I repeat that again? They said there are killings across the country because some military men are colluding with criminals. And immediately I heard this, what came to my mind was that the recent attack in Nasarawa state, the series of attacks in southern Kaduna, the series of attacks in Benue state. When they said this line, there are killings across the country because some military men are colluding with criminals. You remember that the last time we talked about the southern Kaduna attack, the natives of southern Kaduna are asking that there is no point having all the military checkpoints that they had. So if they could have all the military checkpoints and over 200 people shoot into the village to cause the kind of massacre they did, then what's the point? So this is exactly what went through my mind when I saw that. And they said there are killings across the country because some military men are colluding with criminals and only after their pockets and interest of their godfathers and godsons. So the letter was titled, or is titled, "The Military Promoting Grave Injustice and Unprofessionalism to Destroy Nigeria." That's the title. The military promoting grave injustice and unprofessionalism to destroy Nigeria. Now, the concerned officers warned that even politicians will not be safe when the looming calamity is upon the country. Mr. Darlington, I am not the one that wrote this, so please, you guys go check it out on the pages of Sahara Reporters.
No, you see, precious.
So this, so let me just digest it first. So they vowed that if this evil continues, in their words now, I'm quoting them, we will force a radical revolution to save Nigeria.
Yes.
As you read this, just wait for tips on how to make your attacks more potent. Stop killing innocent Nigerians. That is exactly their word, though. End quote. Maybe I should quote it again so you hear. Did you hear? They said, if this evil continues, that is quote opens now, we will force a radical revolution to save Nigeria. As you read this, just wait for tips on how to make your attacks more potent. Stop killing innocent Nigerians. End quote. Now, the military officers said they were concerned to hear that the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuka Burutai, was looking for an appointment in Tinubu's administration after he crushed the army and made it so useless by stealing money and awarding contracts to his own company using a civilian, one Mr. Kabiru Salau. He has made billionaire. Like he made the man a billionaire. You'd also recall, Mr. Darlington, that just last week, General Burutai was also in the news on how he used the military officer in charge of military purposes to buy to buy international passports in Saudi Arabia, to buy a second citizenship passport in Saudi Arabia, and the man is court-martialed now. Yeah, the man is under probe now by the military. He's been locked since last year. All right. So this is what they are alleging. Let's go further. So they said Burutai was so unprofessional that he was just spoiling army standards and killing capacity. Those of you soldiers and officers, you know your colleagues who are considered special, that only serve where they want. Nigeria will not survive like this. Action is coming. That is what the group is saying. If he said it asks soldiers at the front to stop fighting if their colleagues in air-conditioned offices cannot be part of the fight. He said those in the front, end your fight. Stop wasting your lives, because if the ones in the AC cannot come and fight, there's no need wasting your life. So those few of you enjoying with your generals, be ready to face the majority who are considered sacrificial lambs. Imagine some officers will hide, then now they will hide, then now they want the highest appointment so that they can finally bury Nigeria. Okay, Mr. Darlington is long, but allow me. They said that that is why soldiers are dying everywhere, because the lazy ones that dodge are now policymakers. We will reveal things that no one will be able to defend this country until change comes. The evil is too much. Soldiers who present issues become the bad ones. So the soldiers who present these issues, they become the bad ones, and also officers who are treated bad can't speak, or else they will frustrate them. It is either you live a free man or you die a slave in the military. For the civilians, you are not tired of serving as slaves while the rich continue to empower themselves and family members. This is a warning. After this, there will be volumes providing guidelines on for how war can be waged with even the army and the politicians who failed to put the army in check. If you cannot carry everyone along in the army, let everybody return to their states and form a state army, since some soldiers and officers are already in their places of serving. These problems have been lingering for long, and it is becoming the unfortunate norm. If you like, do not correct the problems and go, he says that they go and be looking for sacrificial lambs. Nigerian army, it will surprise you when you start seeing action, because many are affected. We are all Nigerians. To buy good weapons is a problem. Okay, sorry, let me just take further. The matter is long. Okay, let me just rush it. Say it's added. Some of you agitators have a good cause, but you don't know how to go about it. Nowhere, he said, nowhere in Nigeria is impenetrable or indestructible. Are you serious? Including Sambisa Forest. That this Boko Haram have been lying for years. Did you hear that? They said nowhere in Nigeria is impenetrable or indestructible. Wait for the exposures. Let this country heat up so there can be restoration of values and property. Nigerians, some of you are agitating and you have a just cause, but you are not hitting the areas that will make this country sit up. Hey, know that most Nigerians are being marginalized and must rise up and challenge the monster. Look at Niger Delta. A few fat, selfish people just carry beards and come to the press as politicians or political mouthpiece while they rule and enslave the people or their people while owing billions in money and assets all over Nigeria. Honorable, of this mic. The mic is too loud. And then went further to say Tom Polo was wanted by the government but has been given over 4 billion naira monthly contracts to secure oil facilities. Who is Tom Polo? And how many is he that the faith of a whole country will be put in the hands of a selfish person with no interest of the masses? Just like the army, you will see few benefiting from him coming out to justify it. The ones suffering and being marginalized are the majority, but the few benefiting selfish cowards are the only ones occupying sensitive offices. This is their letter. Let me try and recap. So they said, so when there is a legitimate observation and marginalization of injustice, those wicked few benefiting and their accomplices suppress the genuine concerns of others. Enough is enough. Nigerians, the ones suffering are over 200 million across every walk of life or non-working citizens. Come together and conquer this evil. But the army will soon collapse if this continues because the structure is failing already. That is part of the letter, Mr. Darlington. I have never seen a thing like this. I don't know. Have you seen the military write this kind of letter before?
In fact, I have told you this is a regime of infamy. You know, Precious. No, I am not surprised because this thing filtered in. You remember when Ifulanya was telling us stories that the military are warning politicians who want to truncate the. Remember, that was when this rumor started filtering in. But they were doing everything to manage it. But like I used to tell you, you cannot cover a 6-month-old pregnancy. It will show up. That thing they are hiding is showing up now because they failed to address it. Remember my last statement last time we were here? That was last Thursday. Remember when I was saying that they should look at what happened in French and in Russia. I said it here. That was my last statement. And I knew that something like this was on the offing. Some people are very angry. Seriously, very, very angry. I'm telling you, they have planned to do something sometime even last year.
Now this kind of in-depth letter.
We are saying it
breaking down the level of corruption in the military.
They know. I said it here. It's not as if we did not. We said it here. Remember the chief of army staff that took over from Buratai? He was invited by the National Assembly, and they questioned him, where is the weapons you are supposed to buy? You are giving money. The man challenged them that he just entered office. Did they give him any money to buy any equipment? Why can't they call the Buratai and ask him? Why would they call? The man lambasted them in the National Assembly.
The same one that was killed by...
Yes, few weeks after, the man, his helicopter crashed at near Zaria. And all the cream of officers with him perished with him. They died. Do you think that thing was a fluke? No, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. Go and check. Anybody that want to criticize what is going on, anybody that want, and look at the few months that man was there, look at what happened.
But Mr. Darlington, how can any country survive with this?
I said these people are wicked. I'm telling you, very, very wicked. I said it here. I shouted it on top of my voice. They are very, very wicked. I'm telling you. I have never seen this type of evil human beings. They just selected themselves and then took positions. Occupying sensitive positions. Very, very wicked. It's like they went inside a meeting and did meeting.
How are we going to keep Nigeria in bondage? And all of them signed the paper. They share the position. And told themselves, control your position, maintain your position. Don't let anybody rise up there. That is what they did. That is what they did. If not, how could it be up to the military? The military that we are supposed to safeguard the nature. Look at what is going on. Each time they will praise, I said I will not praise this military. I don't know what they are doing.
All right, Lagos, let's let you know that the phone lines are open. You're free to chiming into this conversation. Any other stories that interest you, you can quickly chime in on them. Our smart lines are back and working. 0700 903 903 903. That is 0700 903 903 903. You would like to say it's 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp line, if you are watching from YouTube and you're viewing us, in the diaspora or from the diaspora, it is 0700 903 9039. That's our WhatsApp line. So you can just save that number on your phone and then do us a WhatsApp call. We'll pick your call.
What these guys wrote is clear. Is a known fact.
But Mr. Darlington, have we had any detailed write-up like this by a group?
It had never happened. That will tell you the level of anger. I was warning them here. I said it here. I said it in other platforms. That they should be very, very careful. But nobody listened. They thought that it is business as usual. Go and check. This type of thing, it is never carried out by middle level officers or high ranking officers. No, it is always the junior people who are very angry. Anywhere in the world, go and check. Because the fat cow, they wouldn't want to, disturb the status quo. The guys that wrote this, they are very angry because they have seen what is going on. Look at the military. I said the one that angered me. In 2018, December 26, Melete Barracks, 200 of our soldiers slaughtered. And the brave ones were able to arrest these terrorists, their leaders. They arrested them. Do you know that a phone call came and asked them to release them? To leave the terrorist commander that we arrested that invaded their barracks. Precious. You don't know I was saying it here. God will bear me witness. I have been saying it here. These people want to bring problem upon themselves and upon Nigeria.
All right, Mr.
To make matters worse, you have a president who is an army general. For God's sake. Even if you want to be wicked, is it your own constituency again? Your own people? If you want to do anything, must it be to the military where you belong?
All right, Mr. Dennison, let's begin to take
more than 12 trillion naira wasted. No sign of anything, nothing.
Hello.
All right, hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, my precious. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. You're welcome. Go ahead. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling
Mr. Darlington, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
You're welcome, Mr. Gabriel from Ikorodu. Go ahead.
All right. You see, in fact, I feel very, very, very happy, at least with what I have heard you read now. I am very, very, very happy. I'm glad that this is happening in my own time. And I pray that this set of soldiers that wrote this, that God will keep them, that God will preserve them until everything they wrote here, they carry it out. This is exactly what Nigeria needs now.
Thank you.
Because where we are headed, honestly speaking, Nigeria will not recover. In fact, God help Nigeria. Let God help Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
And let me even advise someone. They should not even go and start with wanting them. It will make matters worse.
All right. Good evening to you. Welcome. Help me turn up the volume of your radio. We can't do this now. We can't do this. Good evening.
Sorry, good evening, man.
Yes, welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Go ahead.
Hello. All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
Good evening to you. Thank you for picking my call. My name is Oluwatosin, calling from Texas, United States of America.
All right. Tosin, you're welcome. Let's hear you.
I mean, just seeing the headline on what you guys are discussing. U.S. imposes this ban on Nigerian electoral riggers and as military also vow. I mean,
did you hear the letter? Did you hear me read the letter from the military?
Well, I did not. I just came in. Just came in now, and then I quickly just log on to see what you guys are discussing about.
Okay,
and
so the military, some group of military men wrote a letter to the president, the Senate, and other service chiefs, and saying, demanding that they should probe past military and present military past military chiefs and present military chiefs. They're accusing them that the ones that are causing the high level of corruption in the military, and that the military are the ones actually destroying Nigeria. That's what they wrote in the letter. The letter is very, very in depth. Like, they broke down everything. How, you know, I don't know, but I broke it down. But this is just me summarizing for you. So go ahead. So you have a perspective to what the letter said.
Thank you very much for helping me catch up on that. I mean, thanks to the Papa in the studio. I mean, what can you say about a general that's ruled the country before? And then some years ago, I think it was in 2015, that he said a general and a pastor becoming the president and the vice president of the country would be a good weapon against Boko Haram. One is going to be a general, physical, and then the other one is a pastor, spiritual. But till today, nothing has happened. The physical failed, and also spiritual failed. And such a man is about to leave office, and then the Senate, that is the rubber stand, has signed for him to go and borrow 22.7 trillion naira plus.
You don't understand it. Senate actually approved a 22.7 trillion that they used before without permission. The Senate now approved it. Okay, since you guys have used it without taking permission, it's okay, we'll approve it now. Then he's requesting to get an $800 million from World Bank to alleviate the sufferings of people as he's living.
Which people?
Of poor Nigerians, poor of the poorest Nigerians.
The ones that they have their data, or the ones that they're going to
we're getting
forge
the data.
and
Yes, the ones that they have their data.
The data. Where
has this data.
Where do they house the data? My sister, you see, one thing is Yorubas will say, "Entong paro mo pung paro." Well, I mean, I just have to say that probably.
Yeah, the person that is lying, knows that he's lying.
Yeah, so I mean, Papa just interpret for you. So I think these guys are taking Nigeria for a ride, and I think I said on Saturday when I called in that 2023 is just revealing who we are as a nation. Now, Mahmoud Yakub has proven to the whole world that we are not only people that does 419, but let me show it to you that we are truly 419ers by declaring somebody that was not elected as president in the middle of the night.
Did you say your name is Oluwatosin, Oga?
My name is Oluwatosin.
Okay, please now, just help us mind what you're saying and summarize.
What should we? Okay, that's Baba Ahmed said. What have they not abused in Nigeria? It has got what have they not abused in Nigeria? Why should we be afraid of them? Nothing to be afraid about again, my sister. The military that wrote the letters, are they afraid of their life? They are not afraid. This is when we have to call a spade a spade. And US
and also recall that the military just I think they just employed about 10,000 recently.
So replace
my sister,
those that have killed
this year will determine if Nigeria will really take back the country from the hands of the wicked people, or will let it go. The hands of the drug barons, the agberos, and the murderers. This is when we determine. This election will not go down like this in history. Peter Obi is the president.
Give us Peter Obi. I pack a load and be going back to the US. It's okay. We appreciate you, Tosin.
Oh my God.
Thank you. You said your mind there. Let's take another caller. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Thank you. You're welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Please help me turn down the volume of your listening device.
Good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Ugosa Plus.
Help me turn down the volume of your listening device. I can hear.
Okay. This is Ugosa Plus. This is Ugosa Plus calling from England.
All right. You're welcome. Go ahead.
I appreciate the great man there, Mr. Darlington. And you too, you've been doing a wonderful work. But I want to say something. I don't want to give any explanation, but I want to appreciate you guys and the military that give these write-ups. I kudos to them. And I want to say again, because this one is another fresh beginning, another fresh new beginning to Nigeria. And I want to say happy New Year to Nigerian military. They just woke up from their slumber and their sleep, and they have summoned courage like a man. They have given their alliance, and they are ready to do the right thing. You understand? They are about to beat things into shape. And I want to be honest with you. Today is the another third happiest day in my life. I liken it to my hearing this news this evening. I liken it to my wedding day. I liken it to the day I departed Nigeria to United Kingdom. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, I know. Look.
Mr. Darlington, can we take calls?
Evil can never last forever. I have told you.
Hello, good evening to you.
I knew it will come to a head. I knew.
Yes, welcome.
I knew. I've been saying
My name is Umar. I'm calling you from Festac.
Go ahead, Umar.
Well, I know military, they don't take it easy. And, well, I was one in that institution. So for somebody to have courage to write this letter, well, I don't know the category of the class or the class of the people there. I don't know their category. I don't know where the people that supported or wrote this letter, they have their full name and their full rank and whatever. Because we don't want a letter that has to do with caricature. Nobody wrote it, nobody. Because military is a disciplined organization. But let me shock you one thing. Let me shock you. I hope they are not going to flog or lead us what is happening in Sudan, because it started like this actually from a military and a paramilitary. So we are celebrating them, but they have to take it easy. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and they have to know that I know a lot of things will happen there, and you cannot fight the government. You can't start fighting. I know what is happening there. So I hope they will be very careful, and they are ready for whatever is coming out, and we Nigerians were ever ready for whatever is coming out. And sorry, for somebody to come out and say, well, Peter Obi win election, how? Please, we're all Nigerians. Somebody lose. Is it the first time somebody is losing election?
We're not talking about the election. We're talking about the letter the military wrote. The person just gave his opinion. To address the letter, the bone of contention, the letter written by the military. That's what we're addressing.
No, I understand. The last guy that
you don't have right to address his. You don't have right to address his opinion. That is his own opinion. You say your own opinion. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. Do you understand?
And let me tell you, from now to the December, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen with this military. This man is just talking. He wants to bring us into a riot. We are not ready for that. We are not ready for that. And they will punish that guy. You see, nothing will happen. Is it today's military started this thing?
Precious, is the man talking? Is he aware that somebody is under court martial as we speak? The man who is in charge of the military property. Is he? At least I heard it from the military this afternoon. They read it in the news that the man is being tried for stealing, for forgery. Is he aware? The man that spoke now, and he's telling me that there is a smoke without fire. Is it possible? Can there be smoke without fire?
All right, let's go back to the phone lines.
All the things they listed, is it not what is happening? How can you have a checkpoint? 2, 3, 4 checkpoints. Yet, through that checkpoint, people will pass to go and slaughter villagers. And then they will pass again and go back. And nobody is arrested.
Hello, good evening to you. Welcome.
What are you telling me?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Onyenwowa.
Onyenwowa, where are you calling from?
Onyenwowa is calling from Russia.
All right, so go ahead.
Well, I can see the military they have just woke up from their slumber. But I just want to address the last caller, please.
No, don't address it. Don't address the caller. Go ahead and say your own opinion,
we know that they are recruiting Boko Haram and ISWAP into Nigerian military. We know that. We know how you people are ready. But we are going for Biafra.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Please.
You guys will not come and finish me in this station today. All right, so Mr. Darlington, let me run through some messages because I have tons and tons of messages.
Okay, go ahead.
And it will be very unfair if I don't pay attention to a few of them. All right, so let me see if I can start from the very beginning. Okay, so this here says, oh wow. Good evening, Precious and Mr. Darlington. My man of the year, he has said my mind. I want to ask, in Nasarawa, where the killings happened a day plus, Is there no police or army in the area?
I wonder.
Are they all in their barracks or police college? Like Mr. Darlington said, it's not the first time this is happening. And this has happened in Southern Kaduna and Benue State too, including Jos, Ondo, etc. This government, some governors after tenure must be changed in the World Court, be Genocide Court for 2015.
ICC,
Nigeria has been turned to bloodbath. It's a shame for America. Stop their hypocrisy and name the low-grade minds. That's what Daya said. He said America should stop the hypocrisy and just name the people they want to name. Why are they shala? All right. Anti-Precious, when are you reading this news? Where are you reading this news from? So it's in other news outlets, but you can read it out from Sahara Reporters. Just go check the headline. The particular headline for this story reads stars. Let me see. Just Google it now. You see, military officers write presidency, Senate orders vow to force radical change to save Nigeria if evil continues. That is the headline. So you can check military officers write presidency, Senate orders. I'm sure you'll see it. So you read for yourself, right? You know, so they say these are the one person see they turn to Python. So, and then you went on to say the military is to make me remember the words that came out in the Imo State that they can't do anything to us because they will inform us a statement from people terrorizing Imo State. Okay, like seriously, this country is gone. Imagine when the military is into politics, we are gone. No, but let's not forget this is human beings. The human lives that we're wasting like this, and Nigerian soldiers are humans. That's what this person is saying. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then this says, confirm IPOB in military. Now I write this right up. Say na confirm, you'll be all right. IPOB. Say na IPOB for military. Now I write this right up. We'll all be all right here. Good evening, Madam Precious of Evening Rush on VOP. I will not be able to make comments on your topic. Rather, I'm seeking help for you to help me read to the public concerning my health. Please, already sent yesterday if you want me. I'm sorry, but I'll look through this later on. I appreciate you. I'm sorry for what you're going through, right? But I'll look through it later on. All right, so let's go back to more messages. Okay. So this says, from Agege says, as a matter of fact, the people who wrote this letter are right. We Nigerians have been in perpetual torture and bondage. Most of our present political leaders are evil incarnates. That's what you said, though, not me. A few came together and subject the generality of Nigerians to unbearable states. Funny enough, no end to all these pains and tortures of Nigerians. Mr. Darlington, Calvary greetings to you and family. Sister Precious, I greet you too. God bless us. That is what they get from Agege said. And then Naya said, good evening, Sister Precious and Mr. Darlington. For the first time, Precious, you are afraid. I support the military. Thanks. I said for the first time, I'm afraid. Maybe I no catch you. Military, they write this kind of thing. If I no catch you. Good evening, Precious. My name is Chukuri. I am calling from Lagos. It is a pity on how we average Nigerians are being killed in Nigeria and are turned to modern slaves in our own country, Nigeria. What a pity. For that man that is challenging the Yoruba guy that called from US, it's obvious Nigerians do not like the truth. Let me quickly jump to YouTube because my YouTube is on fire right now, right? Okay, so and then somebody said, what was that his name? I said, wow, Precious, your guests they talk. Oh, now waiting you talk with that. Oh, Orange Akioja says, I've seen list of names. It's a long list talking about the US list. And Opeyemi Olawore says, we've been told already, haven't we? We've been told that what is happening in the north central Nasarawa, Benue, Kaduna to non-Muslims and non-Hausa Fulanis is ethno-religious killing. And you said, as long as the DSS knows sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria and can move freely about without apprehension, the killings are bound to continue and the perpetrators won't be brought to book. And then you said Boko Haram, ISOP, banditry, Fulani herdsmen, terrorism, there are different gaps. So you said. And then Sarah Israel says, France and the UK will not do that. Hungry penguins. Hey, penguin. Israel, he said, the top officers are the highest corrupt ones, sharing money with the present politicians. This person, Superstar Media says, Nigeria, shame, they shame you. Anthony Chikudi says, good evening, Precious, my beautiful Precious, and great Mr. Darlington. An eye-opening topic you have brought up this evening. And Olayemi Joshua says, Ayo DG, good evening, VOP. Chukudi Camera, thank you. And Chingy Tim says, good evening, my people. I'm so happy to hear this from the military. They need to come in now. And Dennis Fendrick says, Mr. Darlington, mind your language and stop shouting. We need peace in Nigeria. Even as an obedience, I need peace. Military, let the court decide. One Nigeria. Mr. Darlington, they're addressing you. I like that I'm reading your messages to you. Ekuson Dabango says, last week I said that Nigeria is no way. And then Chukwemeka Camera says, Mr. Darlington, you are a man of truth. God bless you and your family. All right, so let me go back to the phone lines. Lagos, phone lines are open. You are to chiming on this conversation. By the way, just in case you're just joining us and you'd like to know what we've been talking about first, we did bring to your notice that about 38 people were killed in a community in Nasarawa State last week. And that attack started 9 p.m. Thursday night and ended early hours of Friday morning. And nothing happened. 38 people, including the pastor of an Ekwa church, were killed. Just yesterday, Monday, they were all giving a mass burial. That's one of the conversations we're having. And then on the other way around, the military, the U.S. government has said that, they've imposed visa bans on those who are election defaulters in Nigeria. In fact, their visa ban, they said it will affect those who caused verbal or physical violence, who altered results in one way or the other. By verbal and physical, it could be those who did video, those who did tweet, or all of those ones are, verbal and physical ones are the ones who gone were the ones that was telling you, vote here, you vote here, that day of the election, right? Plus including those in that my Pidgin Simple Palace, plus including those that altered election results, that they will impose visa ban on them and not let them come into their country. However, they did not name people. But Mr. Darlington has said that does not hold water anyway. But then in this very revealing letter by the military or some group of the military to the presidency, the Senate and others, they said they are named concerned patriotic military officers. They have threatened to enforce radical revolution in Nigeria to save the country if the monumental corruption in the military is not checkmate or is not checked forthwith. They said if the monumental corruption in the military is not checked forthwith, that they would enforce a radical revolution to save Nigeria. In fact, they said that all the past and present service chiefs must be probed, that accusing them they are the ones that have put Nigeria in this condition that Nigeria is right now. They said a lot though. They said how people, how only the less privileged ones in the military are the ones who serve, who fight the war and who serve in local areas. Meanwhile, the ones that are favored by their organs are the ones in their offices. And these people are ripping off the country. According to them, this is not me. And they now say that they buy substandard materials for them to fight war. Substandard equipment for them. And clone them as brand new ones for them to fight. They revealed a lot in that letter, and that is what we have. So they advise the president-elect to be careful so that the country would not be buried under him. So you should take action to probe the past service chiefs, including the present ones, that are the ones that have put this country in trouble. Lagos, phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903, and WhatsApp number if you're watching from the diaspora and you'd like to chime in is 0700 903 9039 0700 903 9039. Going back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome. Hello.
Good evening, precious Buratai.
Fit. Nedu from Switzerland, you're welcome.
How you doing?
I will soon call you Nedu from Sudan. No worry. Go ahead.
Mr. Darlington, I salute you.
Well done, my brother. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. You see, I always talk. I don't know how to say it. Precious, yes. Just tell yourself truth. The headlines you are reading today, and the ones you are reading since before the election, is it not always the same, just different figure and new top up on top of it? I lie, yes or no?
No, it's a fact.
Nigeria is the same story. We know this. You understand? It's the same story. A country blessed with a lot of mineral resources. You see, I grew up in Plateau State, Jos. Plateau State, anybody just I sometimes I used to hear Plateau people calling from Jos in your morning program. Ask them, it's a tourist attraction.
Exactly.
The kind of mountains they have there. Do you know why Swiss have a lot of tourists? They just come here to witness mountains during snow and non-snow time. We have more mountains than Switzerland in Plateau State. Is going on. But these people criminalize everything. The corruption is not just, it's all forces of Nigeria. They are both corrupt from politicians. Politicians, they are working hand in hand with politicians. That's why sometimes the Southeasterners, what the politicians, I used to laugh at them. Because look, your service chiefs, everything they gave you from the north, they are reporting to their people what you are doing. But the northerners, I don't try to identify anybody, but I'm just telling you what is going on. The northerners, their securities, their police chiefs, people that are guiding them are the same northerners. But our mumu, the southerners, our mumu politicians, trying to sabotage their people. This is why they are now, look at their mates. Some people that their mates, Ojus Okalo, that was the same governor at the same time as Tinubu, is robbing Tinubu to be a Senate president. Why Tinubu, your mate as a governor, is fighting for president? You even try to demote your brother as a president. You see, the corruption, no matter what we talk here, no matter what everybody say, is the same story we are talking this since. We are still talking to them. I remember when I used to grow up in Plateau State, we used to have a lot of foreigners, people from the West. A lot of white people in Plateau State. Ask anybody. It's now that I grew up that I know there were the people that their parents are extorting Nigerian mineral resources. Today, where are they? They are all gone back. I don't believe they have much now in Plateau State. They have a good private schools, expensive one. The white people are going there. Even I went some. Even when you come to Nigeria Army Command, where I school also, you will see some of them. But today, I don't believe they are still there because of insecurity.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So, it's the same story, the same thing every day. We are in a big mess. Please, I want to advise Nigeria in one thing. Just give me 2 seconds. Those that are doing WhatsApp group things, there are hackers. They used to hack people WhatsApp, and they are telling they will tell you maybe they hack one of the admin and they are asking you to send money. You would think it's your friend that is doing that. Please be careful. Confirm first and don't click any link someone sent you on WhatsApp.
Because they're even hacking people's WhatsApp now and taking over their WhatsApp.
What I'm telling you now, like Igbo group in Switzerland, Anambra group, even in Germany, in London, a lot of hackers entered here now.
Yes.
You know, a friend of mine sent 500,000 to somebody, and he was thinking it's a shaman of our group, and the other one sent 150, and they even sent like their father is in the hospital. Just people should be aware of this place.
All right, thank you.
People should be aware of this. It's the same Nigeria that are scamming Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just to let you know that you can put a 2-factor authentication on your WhatsApp, just to ensure that someone will not take over your WhatsApp. So whilst you're careful of the messages you get, if you receive a message demanding or making a request, kindly verify. Ask to speak with that person on the phone. Call the person. If the person refuses to call, will not send any money. I beg. So And this says the man from USA is talking about discipline in army. How disciplined are they without honest and integrity and transparency? An army officer that is a symbol of authority is now like an agbero in the street. That's what you're saying. Mr. Darlington,
yes.
Can I run through some more calls, please, very quickly? Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, you're welcome.
Calling from Ikeja.
All right, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Darlington, I agree to.
Well done, no.
Me and you have been playing on radio. This is the first time we're greeting.
Eh?
This is Obi calling from Ikeja.
Obi, you're welcome. Just go ahead very quickly, please.
Okay. You see, for the Americans, trying to punish those that, caused a problem during election, for those APC apologists who said there were no malpractice, there was no problem, that the elections were done under wonderful condition. I think now they can see from the foreigners that the elections.
But you've not even seen the names of the people served. That do you know if your fellow obedience are also in that list? You can't even tell.
It's possible, my sister. That is why I'm challenging Darlington as a lawyer to start writing letter to American embassy and the embassies for them to let us know those that are involved. I challenge you, please.
At the end of the day, they will expose them. We'll get to know. Let us not stampede them.
I challenge you, Darlington, do more work. Just the military, don't let us do more work, please.
Okay, I've had you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. All right, so just to let you know that Hilda Baci is just 1 minute away, less than 60 seconds away to hitting her 100 hours cooking marathon, shattering that record. She's just less than a minute away, and we'll bring the jubilation to you as soon as she hits that landmark. And it's just been jubilation all the way. Her Instagram pages, all the platforms that she's streaming on, has been on fire. And of course, the young lady looked so fatigued. I can imagine standing for how many hours. And I'm telling you, it's so sad. So let me quickly run through some more messages, right? He says the letter is cheering news. We are finally getting there. We have died so many times already. We had better die and have peace now. I urge all hands to be on deck once these army reggae starts. Let nobody frighten us with Sudan. Moses from Ije Ododo. Me, I'm scared though. Evil as enough frighten you. Can't frighten you.
Precious.
Go ahead, Mr.
Please. How do you justify the study leave given to Emefiele by Buhari? How? What is the reason? They said, tell me your friends and I will tell you whom you are. Remember when DSS wanted to arrest this man? With all the evidence they have, they want to take him to court for financing terrorism. What happened? Buhari gave order nobody should probe him. Are you telling me that DSS does not know what they are doing? Why is Buhari shielding Emefiele with all he have done so far in that CBN? Please, can somebody explain to me why is Buhari shielding Emefiele, a man who came to?
Who says it is?
Who said what?
Who says Mr. President is?
Who said he is?
Yes.
He is what?
Shading.
I mean, is it not obvious? Well, he was the one that told the DSS not to probe Emefiele. He was the one that stopped them from taking him to court, from arresting him and taking him to court. He's the one giving him a study leave. What other evidence are you looking for? No, answer me. I've told you an APC man. You won't start. Look, I won't take it from you here. You are an APC member. I will not take it from you here.
All right, Lagos, let's go back to more calls. So, this is a cheering news just to let you know that Hilda Baci has finally hit the 100 hours cooking marathon on her cookathon. Oh my goodness. 27-year-old Nigerian girl making us proud. Let me go back to what we're discussing. We'll get back to that later.
Let her bring the food and let us taste.
Hello, good evening. You know, good here and good taste. Good evening to you and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Beautiful, precious. This is Emeka calling from Ejibo.
But you're not my Mr. Darlington. Now, why are you calling me that name? He's only my Mr. Darlington.
Okay, it's only Darlington that has license to call you beautiful.
Yes, now.
Okay, I want to borrow the license from Darlington.
Oh, yeah, now. If he grants you,
and I know he will borrow me.
Yes, that's my brother. Go ahead.
I'm so delighted concerning the program this evening.
Thank you. Go ahead.
In fact, I don't know where exactly to start. If I want to say where my delightfulness comes from, I will start from Darlington being in the studio first because he knows what he's talking about. That is number one. Number two, I wish Nigeria can be salvaged from this situation we find ourselves now. Can somebody tell me that Nigerians are being murdered and slaughtered on daily basis? On daily basis. And this government stood hands akimbo, doing nothing. Are you with me?
Very well, go ahead.
Yes, doing nothing. 50 murdered here, 30 murdered here, 100 murdered here, 70 murdered here, including pregnant women and children, pastors and others. And somebody is telling me that Nigeria is working. I want to ask again, where will the president select? Let me say president-elect. Where will he start from? Where? And he told Nigerians that he's going to continue from the legacies that Buhari left behind. I want him to tell us what is that legacy that he's going to start from and copy from this president-elect.
But you must recall that the president-elect and the president are two different people, so you must understand that.
Yes, I said president-elect. I corrected myself immediately because I don't want to mix the things together. But we Nigerians knows where we come from and where we're going and how we got here. Tomorrow somebody will come and ask us, how did we get here? This is how we got here. From here we got here. From the shamble election that this man gave us, Mahmoud Yakubu gave us, we Nigerians knew that there was no election in Nigeria. Fine and good, we agreed. Let us see what we can do to survey the situation. Formerly, the eastern part of Nigeria, no terrorism. But now, take for instance a place like Imo State. You cannot sleep there with your two eyes closed. They took this government just for granted. A governor that took forth in the election came first through the Supreme Court. And Nigerians accepted that. And since then, Imo State never noticed. And we stood as if nothing is happening. And our southern politicians, especially politicians from the southeast, close their eyes. They want to deem it fit that a man from the southeast can never be the president of Nigeria. That is why they all join hands to make sure they bring down P2B. And now they are just looking for Senate president. I said, please, let it go to any other place because they don't deserve it. I think I should read my case here this night.
All right.
Good night. I have a good night.
Thank you so much.
There is no excuse for what is going on.
All right. Hello, good evening to you.
There is no excuse.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Daniel calling from Congo.
Okay, Daniel from Congo, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Madam Precious and Mr. Darlington.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I'm following up with the letter that you just read. You know, some years back, you know, I'm partially from the north. Let me just let you know that.
What do you mean by partially?
I'm from Kogi State.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's say North Central.
All right, go ahead.
So, you know, since a long time, I've been telling people about what really is happening in the north and the Boko Haram issue and everything. I know that the military are so well involved. It becomes like a lucrative business, sacrificing our people so that some people will make themselves rich by the military, increase military budget. Nigeria cannot focus on developing the economy except only fighting internally. So what we have spent so far in fighting internal war is not even something you can compare to people who are fighting with another country. So, and it's so nice that this is a time that this is coming up for everybody to know. We know this. How can you have vegetable in your house? You have semo, you have everything that it takes to prepare food, meat and everything in your house. Then you go outside to buy food. How anybody looking at or hearing you discuss this, will they not call you a fool? Nigeria have hardworking people, intelligent people, the resources. Why can anybody be poor in Nigeria? Everybody that go outside Nigeria, you do small thing, you become rich overnight with your hard work. And back home, people are getting poorer. This is so surprising to everybody. People can no longer go to farm. How long will you continue to sacrifice your own people? People you speak the same language with, people that you go to the same mosque with, you sacrifice them just because you want to become rich. And these people are high up there. They are in the democracy we are saying. They are using some lazy politicians to rule us again so that they can continue to perpetrate more violence and killing our people, spilling their blood every day. This is so sad. I'm so glad that this letter is coming up. And I can tell you 100%, this is real. It's even more real than what the army have described. The problem of Nigeria is seated in the north, not in the southeast, not in the south-south, not in the southwest, but in the north. We in the north, we are killing Nigeria. This is my contribution this evening, Madam Precious.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, a few messages here. Sarah Israel says, okay. All right. Okay. In fact, let me just go to WhatsApp. You people will not want to me. All right. So, oh wow, Mr. Darlington, we have tons of WhatsApp messages. Good evening, beautiful, precious, and my VOP Presido. I salute you, Mr. Darlington. God bless you, sir. These politicians don't know what is coming to them. In fact, what happened in Ghana will happen. Is a lie. It's a lie. Nothing is happening. This is why still where we are in this country. Imagine the reality is being read out. Some people are saying it's from IPOB Nigeria who do all this kind of thing.
Can you imagine?
That's what this person said.
Can you imagine? No, and IPOB is a Sahara reporter.
Okay. His Royal Highness BC Nwoko from Oshodi says the USA should make their actions and threats seen because they know all the bad politicians that messed up the 2023 election, especially the presidential election, and they should stop all these long super story and visa ban. Do what you have to do. So stop all these shalaye that you're shalaye. All right, good evening, precious. Yes, there's corruption in army, which they need to look into. Precious, just because someone lose election now, people are now calling for army to take over. Nobody called army to take over now. Where are you even listening to us from? This particular discussion is on a letter that a group of people in the army wrote to the president, the senate, and army chiefs, demanding that they probe the corruption in the military with immediate effect. Else, they, the army officers, will take a radical action by calling for a radical revolution. Nobody is saying there should be this thing. Calm down now, you guys. I think once our mind is fixated on something, we just even when we hear the right thing, we just think it's something else. Well, he said it's today people lost. Is it that it's today the first time people are losing election? You know, saying tell Darlington that it's not today. Army are court-martialing some soldiers. Found one thing. That's what he said. All right, and he says, "Good evening, Oga Darlington and beautiful precious. I want to tell you free that the visa ban threat is a joke. It's just a formality. The letter from army is a wake up one. It's fulfilling prophecy that Nigeria will be rescued this time around." Ejima Chibozom from Ikotu in that basis.
You said something about Borotai not accounting for 10 billion naira judgment.
Malami. That's Malami.
Malami, yes.
The Senate that said that. Senate, yeah. So the Senate is complaining that Malami has not been able, that the Ministry of Justice have not been able to account for about 10 billion.
That same Attorney General. Remember there was a $2.4 billion oil sale that was equally linked to him, and he came and dismissed it. Precious, as I talk to you, there are 103 high-profile cases. 103 high-profile cases. Malami is sitting on them. He collected it from EFCC under Magu and sat on those files. That was what caused problem between him and Magu. When Magu demanded for those files, Malami sat on them. This same Malami. Now, you the president, you are seeing all these things. Even Serap have written to Buhari, there is over 40 billion naira collected by these outgoing governors and political office holders, which they were not entitled to. The court have ruled that they are not entitled to that money. Look, impress it on them to return that money. Serap is now telling Buhari to enforce court judgment. For a man who is fighting corruption, do you need all that? Do you need somebody to... Since the court have ruled, what are you supposed to do? Buhari kept quiet. Yet he's fighting corruption, he's a saint. All these things that even the military are writing today, if Buhari have taken action, it wouldn't have come up. Look at how he gave Borotai the others ambassadorial position after what they did in the military. Is it not annoying? So I will blame him. I will blame Buhari for all these things. He should have done something to rescue Nigeria. He should have done something. Why did he keep quiet?
All right, so Mr. Darlington, now that you've said this, let me read up that story about Malami. So it said the Senate has upheld the finding by the Office of the Auditor General, which accused the Federal Ministry of Justice of not following due process in the disbursement of sums awarded as judgment debt against federal government. So the Office of the Auditor General said between 2017 and 2018, just 2 years, right? 10.4 billion naira was earmarked as judgment debt, and the sum was disbursed without a commitment or without a committee required for that purpose, because usually there ought to have been a committee.
Even the name of those who collected that money, nobody knows them. Nobody.
So let me further read that story. The story says the report said that the last time the ministry had such a committee was in 2013. So apparently, since this administration, they've not had such a committee. So Abubakar Malami has been the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation since that 2015, since inception. So the upper legislative chamber adopted the findings in the report of May 10, but the details were made available during the weekend. So it was since last week that they adopted the finding, but it was just during the weekend that the report was made available. So the Senate Public Accounts Committee, which examined the Office of the Auditor General's report, is chaired by Matthew Urohide, Senator representing Edo South. Examination of the budget of the ministry, Federal Ministry of Justice, revealed that the sum of 460.95 million naira was appropriated for payment of judgment debts for 2016 and 10 billion naira appropriated for 2017, totaling 10.46 billion naira. That's what So further examination revealed that committee saddled with the responsibility of managing the fund was dissolved after 2013 fiscal year, financial year.
So that
nobody yet to be reconstituted after the 2016. However, the ministry has been disbursing the sum without a committee to, in place to look at it.
Of course.
So the report said that if the practice is allowed to continue, the federal government would lose funds earmarked to pay judgment debts.
Of course.
So the Senate agreed with the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation that the Ministry of Justice should discontinue the payment of the funds and constitute a panel for that purpose immediately. Now, the upper legislative chamber resolved to forward the findings to the Office of the Secretary to the Government for further action. So yeah, you heard that. So for those of you who may be wondering why,
Malami will not constitute any committee because they will open his file.
Mr. Darlington, we'll have a caller. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
You're welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Beautiful Precious.
Who is this? You're not my Mr. Darlington. Who are you?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Darlington.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
My name is Mr. Bigger.
Bigger. How big are you?
Ask Beautiful Precious.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bigger is my friend.
Look, Darlington.
Yes.
May God bless you.
Amen.
Now, I want to say something. These military men, guys who wrote this letter, I definitely would have said I'm disappointed with them. Action speaks louder than words.
Let them warn first. Let them warn. It's better.
In 1966,
they did not warn.
Ademoyega, Banjo, Kaduna, Izogu, and the other guys, they felt so bad about what was happening in the country. They didn't went about writing letters. They struck. Do you hear me?
Yes, so we are in democracy.
Yes.
We don't want anybody to strike.
No. Then they were in democracy. Remember, they were in democracy. Of course, Tafawa Balewa was the prime minister. Don't you know? You don't know that?
We know. We are saying that coup has been banned in Africa and AU has banned coup. So it's better to judge than to war.
Okay, AU was banning coup, but AU was not banning bad administration, destruction of a country.
They didn't ban
the people of a country to hardship.
Yeah, they didn't ban the bad leaders.
AU did not ban that. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not saying there should be a queue. I am saying action speaks louder than words. You can quote me, these guys who wrote these letters,
they will be picked up one by one and court-martialed. Go and put it down.
That would be dangerous. So.
Do you get me?
That would be dangerous.
What I believe in is, if you feel so bad about a situation, act on it, act upon it, act about it. Going to disclose your anger, which everybody who breathes in this country knows is a waste of energy. Sometimes I wonder why God decided to bless this country so much, and the blessing has turned into a curse. I want to tell you something. In Taiwan, Republic of China, if you get a stem of cassava, you plant it on the ground, you go back the next 5 days, it will die away. But in Nigeria, get a stem of a cassava, plant it under the ground. 5 days go there, it will sprout
to blossom
some leaves.
Yeah.
That's to let you know the quantum and the quantity of blessing God has decided to place upon this country. And you go to that country, Taiwan, the per capita income of everybody who lives there is beyond $500, $5,000 rather. Come down here where you plant and the cassava spots, check out our per capita income. This country is a curse. Quote me any day. Please. The leadership we have here have messed up the whole system. That sometimes, hey, I tell you something. Today, I decided to ride a bus. And when I got into the bus, I looked around that bus. I looked around the haggard nature of the people sitting around me. I wept. I said, what kind of country and what kind of leadership and what kind of people are these? Darlington.
My brother.
Hello?
I'm hearing you.
You're making Mr. Darlington sad.
Yes, all of us in this country should be sad. We should be sad. From those who have gotten cartoon mentality who run the country, to those who have gotten whatever mentality who are running this country. I am sad, and everybody in this country should be sad. If we don't become sad, we cannot correct this anomaly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. With the 137 million people under multi-dimensional poverty, precious. How can you salvage this country with 77 trillion naira debt on our head? There is no clue as to how we are going to pay this debt. No clue at all. Meanwhile, no single development. And you are still borrowing more. Meanwhile, this money is going into private pocket. I said last year, the chairman of the military in the National Assembly said that they have disbursed 12 trillion naira in 7 years. And there is nothing to show for it. 12 trillion naira in 7 years. Nothing to show for it.
Oh,
yes.
So I don't know if you saw the standard of. Did you saw the? Did you see the statistics of borrowing that?
Yes.
Guardian published.
Exactly. Listed the borrowing.
So during Obasanjo's tenure, I think it was a total of about $2 billion dollars. And Jonathan and Yar'Adua joined together was about $7 billion. But to this administration is about $48 billion.
What? Where is it? Where is it?
It has surpassed what every other administration so far.
Precious. If I have seen what they have done,
we're not talking about borrowing right now. So let's go back to
if we have seen the sign, if we have seen where this money entered now, maybe we'll have one bullet train in Abuja, Kaduna, Lagos. We so okay. This locomotive Amechi brought from China that is breaking out in the middle of the forest. Go and check how much we spent. Then go and check how much Morocco used to build their bullet train.
Okay. All right, so let's take a few messages. Tony Chukudi says, please, Precious, my beautiful Precious, allow Mr. Darlington to speak freely. You have tomorrow to yourself. Please, my beautiful Precious. And one mommy says, I would not believe in this letter because a lot of such has been written without any action. It is simply a distraction. That's what this person said. And Uchi Asuzu says, beautiful, precious, and Mr. Darlington, greetings. And then Nonso Odimoku says, the president-elect is having investors meeting abroad to fix the country. Please calm down and give him time. Don't worry, everything will be fine. And then Tony Chukudi says, beautiful, precious, you are the only person in that Nigeria that is happy. I know you are doing your job. Anyway, loving it. I like you. I like you too. If you think I'm so happy and I don't have anything to worry about.
Did you remember before the terrorists struck Kuje prison in Abuja? 44 letters. 44 memos were written. Yet the military, the president, everybody ignored it before this guy struck.
So but the major question you would have even asked in the first place is that just like you have the Guantanamo Bay at the United States, right? Why would we put high profile?
I'm telling you.
Why high profile terrorists in a medium security?
I'm telling you.
And not a maximum security. But somebody who stole something is in a maximum security. But somebody who's a terrorist who can kill is now in a medium security. I don't understand. Well, that's a question.
So make matters what these terrorists, when they struck that Abuja Kaduna train riders, when they kidnapped them, the message they gave is that if we don't release those 64 people, that they are coming to release them.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Beautiful, precious.
Hey, who is this again? My Darlington is in the studio. You should stop calling me this guy.
Good evening.
Beautiful and tired, precious.
Precious, you are misplacing the title given to you.
Pretty, precious.
Oh, pretty and beautiful. They're the same thing now.
Mr. Darlington is pretty precious. So
why I always
call you beautiful, precious. This is Chigozie calling from Ijegu.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chigozie.
Hello?
Go ahead,
Chigozie, we can hear you.
Mr. Darlington, God bless you for us, Ojari.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, based on this, what the military said, wrote and passed, is a serious one indeed. But, well, I will not say nothing will happen, but let's just keep eyes, fingers crossed, and see what will come up. So, I don't think I have much to say because...
Thank you.
It's okay.
Right.
Thank you.
You don't need anybody to tell you, precious. I told you here that I have read some of these things. I knew where this thing is heading to. I have been saying it here. That if they continue, something will give. Because human beings are the same all over the world. Human beings are the same. There is a limit to human endurance. I have said it here. And I knew. Because evil can never last forever. It's not possible. It can never. Even if they dismiss it and say they will arrest them, the thing will be, do you solve a problem by denying that it doesn't exist? No, can you solve a problem by denying that it does not exist? This Nigeria that is like this today, do you think that if nothing is done, this country will not collapse finally?
No, it's not collapsing.
137 million people in serious poverty.
But that's why we're borrowing $800 million to help $800 million to help alleviate their pains now.
We are not here when the Sibajo was distributing trader money. What impact did he make? Before the trader money, what was the level of poverty? Even after the trader money, did it not increase to 137 million? To tell you that thing is a wasted venture. You get somebody 10,000, and that's what will lift him out of poverty.
So Mr. Darlington, while you and I are having this argument, I'm already imagining how Esther is going to be dealing with you. So Lagos, let me let you know that from Friday, Esther Nwachukwu is going to be on this show for 2 weeks. She'll be standing in for me for 2 weeks on this show because I'll be heading to my father's funeral. I lost my dad, and I'll be heading to go arrange for his funeral. So I won't be available for 2 weeks. And Esther will be here. And remember that Mr. Darlington will be joining Esther every Monday and Thursday as usual. So he's not letting Esther stay alone, even if I'm not around. Even though Darlington is especially my own guest, so he's my personal person. But Esther will help me take care of Darlington. And please, you guys, be kind to Esther and Darlington together, please. leave the war that you and I fight for us and be kind to Mr. Darlington, right? I just want to chime in that there so that maybe if some of you don't join in again till Monday or Friday, you'll not be surprised that, oh, where is Precious? Where did she go to? So I'm off to my father's funeral. All right, so let me take a few more calls, Mr. Darlington. My phone lines have been on fire. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so this message from Regina Chile, Ekpewere Chief from Uganda. He says, good evening, Mr. Darlington and Mrs. Precious. More grace to your elbow. Nigeria is in all sectors are totally bad and rotten. You are talking about the attitude of Nigerian armies that is bad. What about the Nigerian police officers who would kill an innocent man and accuse him to be a robber? What about the Nigerian General Hospital where life does not matter to the doctors and nurses? It's too bad. What kind of nation is this? May God save us. Now you they lament like this, right? And Yinka from Ifako says, good evening, Precious and Mr. Darlington. Just because military is a so-called discipline organization, then we should leave things in shambles and leave innocent people dying virtually in all parts of the country. Nasarawa, Zamfara, Kaduna, Benue, Plateau, Taraba, etc. Without forgetting the brazen jail invasion in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, by the terrorists after operating for hours. And nothing was done to halt the invaders.
Nobody was arrested.
This shows the military has failed and the serious ones are just waking up. That's what this person says. So now not just the morning for the serious ones. Okay. And then Buhari is protecting Emefiele because he's his fellow. He's his fellow. I'm not going to say the rest. All the people Buhari, all the money the administration is taking, is Emefiele is the one behind it. Once you probe Emefiele or the president-elect, an APC member, they will expose the president. That's why all of them are working seriously for the president-elect to be free from their... I don't understand what you're saying. Like, you're just spitting about, right?
Okay, so
Eyinaya says, good evening, Sister Precious. Please, the US should mention the names that they are banning from entering their country. They should probe the corrupt armies. The truth is coming out one by one. Mr. Darlington, please write to the Americans for more facts. Eyinaya sent in that. Mr. Darlington, you've been given an assignment. Head down, right? Good evening, Mr. Darlington Precious. Sir Darlington, I love you for always speaking truth to the reality of the state of our nation. The military has spoken, and with the way it's going, to me, I don't think those political leaders would listen or start putting things right. They wouldn't listen because they believe they are the Alpha and Omega, and they are on the top of the matter and have everything under control. Like you know, they have settled the Niger Delta militants by paying them to guide our pipeline, to keep milking the oil. It keeps, it says, to keep financing themselves. And in the northern areas, some of the evil lots are using bandits to cut off people's life and milking the resources in that area. Precious. No matter how you chase a flight that is close to the grave, a fly rather that is close to the grave, it doesn't fly away till it goes down with the coffin. That's what you said. Well, let me go and take more calls. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Mr. Ndubisi calling from Ezra.
Go ahead.
When I listen to the letter you are reading,
you listen to the letter, right?
I mean the letter the military wrote.
Okay.
Something came into my mind. You see, I was looking at that from a different perspective than all of you. But in the 1964, there was an election, and the military monitored that election, and they saw ballot stopping, which it led the coup of 1966.
Yes.
It was what they saw, the corruption they saw, ballot snuffing.
Yes.
That brought about that particular coup.
Exactly.
Now, what do we have again? Another election.
The same
pattern. Military is now writing a letter. The same ballot snuffing. This is the election that was widely rejected. The European Union admitted there was a fraud. African Union, who came to monitor the election, admitted there was a fraud. Even INEC himself contravened his own law by not transmitting the election electronically. Now, military is now writing a letter. What does it show you? It simply shows you that this nation is not working. Independence 1964, there was a ballot stuffing. And the reason for this ballot stuffing is to allow unpopular candidates who does not have the mandate of the people to triumph. Exactly. Otherwise, I don't see why are you afraid? If you are popular, show yourself now. Come and show your popularity. Why are you afraid? Then a popular candidate will be imposed on us. And the moment that thing is done, what we get is maladministration. Exactly. Everything will go in shambles. And just witness what happened now. So it is clear that this country is not working. There is no need being optimistic. I am a realist. I have studied this country from the day of independence till now. It has been one way or the other. One way or the other. One problem to the other. We keep on hoping against hope. Hoping against hope. Nigeria will work. And when is it going to work? If it cannot work, why not to attend all Israel? Why is it a taboo when people think that unity of this country need to be revisited? It become a taboo. Can you get unity by force? Is it by force? Yugoslavia are divided. USSR at some point, when they could not cope up, they split and they move on with on their separate ways. Why should it be that we must keep one Nigeria? A situation where somebody is told, if you don't vote for peace, I'll send you to Ocean in a country where he claims he belongs, and you allow that country to continue. What are we talking about? Can't we say truth for once? If we say truth, we will fall.
That is it.
This country is not one. I have never seen any other nation or any other tribe that is in the East that people tell you, a full-blown man, you now tell him where he will vote. In a country where we call one Nigeria. Then where is the one Nigeria now? Please, let us say the truth for once. This country, if we cannot forge ahead, there is nothing wrong when we move apart. It's not a crime. Other people have done it. If we do it, our own will not be different. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you don't solve a problem by denying its existence. Rather, you are making that problem to be more and more problematic. When you have a problem, face it. Don't deceive yourself.
Making the problem problematic.
Yes, don't deceive yourself. It has been there. This fractured union is there. Okay, instead of you to amend it, you are now making it wider by your attitude, by your actions, by your utterances, and you want it to stand. It's not possible. Obasanjo was saying it the other day that there cannot be unity without justice. So he knows, Abi. He knows. I wonder what he was doing in office for 8 years that he not do what he's supposed to do. He now came out, he has joined us to be a human rights activist. Buhari will soon join us and start preaching human rights activists to us too. But when we are saying it here, they say, you are talking too much. You are not. What is it that we have said that is not true? Why can't they listen to us for once? It is when the thing has gone out of hand, when they will now start doing damage control, looking for somebody to blame. Look at other countries that are moving forward, for God's sake. Are they better than Nigerians? Look at South Africa that you and I saved from apartheid yesterday. Precious, we saved South Africa from apartheid yesterday. Look at where they are.
Oh, why is my friend from South Africa that I'm supposed to go and observe elections?
Can you just imagine? Is it not painful? We all contributed money to save South Africa from apartheid. Look at where they are. They are not telling us to come up. You know, they are telling us to come. Is it not because of leadership? Precious, is it not leadership that built South Africa? Their present president, Cyril Ramaphosa, because they stole money from his farm, $4 million worth of good. We are stolen from. They stood from. They are probing him. This is not the money he stole. His own farm. They say, why did you cover? He should have exposed
president.
I'm telling you. What's his name?
No immunity in this case.
I said the other man that was Jacob Zuma. That man was the hitman for ANC. He knows where they buried some of the saboteurs in ANC. He knows. He was their hitman. Look at how they removed him from office. Because you overspent the budget given to him by $16 million. Precious, $16 million. They put him out of office. His own party. Can it happen here? No, tell me. Is that not how to build institution? Is that not why South Africa is strong today? And when we say it, they say, don't talk. Hey, let us continue to look. if you don't expose the rashes on your buttocks, it will continue to fester.
Can I go back to my messages?
It will continue to fester. This thing is festering now. Now.
Can I go back to my messages?
Don't expose it. Continue to cover it.
Michael from Bagada says, pray, but that letter is scary, and it's possible that the military might take over, and it's scary. I don't think they plan to take over. They just said
you were here when Ifulanya was warning us seriously. I told you that time that something is happening. I told you didn't listen to me. More than 3 times in a week, they warned that these people who are planning, expose those planning it. We were telling the Fulani DSS man, expose, you say you saw some people planning to disrupt the handover. That was when this thing started. You didn't know, Abi. You think this thing just came up. You didn't, even without being told. What makes you think that everybody will be happy? No, tell me. Is it because we are civilian we can tolerate? I told you here that, you see that Naira scarcity. I came here and I told you that whatever they do, they should not withhold the stipends being paid to the military and tell them that they don't have any money in the bank. I said it here. The little money you're paying them, when they go to buy, I said there's no money. And this is a man who is coming out from the war front. His eyes is red with blood. And you are telling him he cannot collect his money. And you think he'll come out and be smiling with you, Abi?
All right, Mr. Darlington, let me go back to my messages. So it's Chikude again from Lagos. Please help me ask Mr. Darlington, is there any way we can abolish modern slavery in Nigeria's system of administration with the Nigerian populace? Is there any way?
It is for you to do what others do. Occupy the street, occupy their government office, and tell them to do the right thing. Don't carry gun, don't carry anything. Just go there. Say, this is what we want. Sit down there. The governor will not have peace. I'm telling you, like for example, what happened in Lagos here during the election? If Nigerians have risen up, everybody will go to Alausa, Tonolu, probe this thing that happened under your watch in Lagos State. Probe it. Call all the people that were mentioned, bring them to book. Maybe the US wouldn't have started all this ban now. If they discover that you are taking action, they will respect themselves. Now the US are enforcing you. They are forcing you to do the right thing, and you claim you are a country. You claim you. If people who have done the needful by probing all those people who did all those things against some ethnic group in this state, I mean, it would have calmed the Fred nerves now. But he kept quiet because it favored him. He kept quiet.
So, Mr. Darlington, let me run through some messages.
He kept quiet.
And this says, good evening, precious Mr. Darlington. I halo. This is AY from Motion. Precious, 38 people killed by the unknown gunmen. Abi, he said it's headsmen. Armed headsmen. That's what they call them.
Why you are saying 38? Right?
He said, small time now, they will come and tell us that these criminals have repented. Precious, are you still looking for the sponsors of these evil people? Oh, by the way, we had about over 2,000 of them, about 200.
They are back here. They are repented.
That were repented. That, you know,
and these are people that killed our military. Yeah.
So he said, the army letter is so welcomed by me. Nigerian political officers need serious sanitization. There is serious fire on the mountain. That's what
I'm telling you.
And then this message says, this is from Omo from Alimosho, Ikotun, Lagos State, Nigeria. It says, I thank you, Sister Precious and Mr. Darlington, for tonight's topic. God bless VOP. The present Nigerian leaders selected themselves to enslave Nigeria. God will scatter.
Look at how they are selected.
Sister Precious, officers. Before we can enjoy this country, all these old leaders had to be. I think the people who can rescue Nigeria from these old and bad leaders is the military. They have to come in to rescue Nigerians, but not to overtake the government to. They should collect power from the present government and hand it over to a fresh young leader who will now bring fresh ideas to stop those stealing money. You said a lot, though, Omo. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me run through some more messages. Honestly, we are tired of hearing super story every day. It's time we gathered all our political leaders. Okay. Temple from our papa. See that thing you read? Peva from Charity says, please send me the military letter cause I didn't hear
go
when you read it.
Thank
you, and God bless you for your good job. You know what? Just go to your internet now. Google military officers' rights presidency, Senate orders. Oh, yeah, go and Google it. Military officers' rights presidency, Senate orders. And that letter was handed down yesterday. So it's yesterday. It has to, carry the May 14th timing, right? military officers write presidency, Senate orders. That's how you see it. Don't take me back to reading that letter again, so it doesn't look like I'm deliberately, running through some stuff. All right, so let's go through some more messages. All right, so this says, Sister Beautiful Precious, I pray for joining. Oh, yeah, thank you for joining message and that and return to your place. Thank you. DM. Oh, okay. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then this says, good evening, crew. There has been, he said, Nigeria has been have paid a heavy price of pain bringing this Buhari government into power. Like Jimmy Cliff said, they destroyed our history, destroyed our culture, cut off our tongue, and we can't communicate. They eliminate us also to separate on ethnic grounds, but put us to shame, made us the disgrace as words of laughing stock. This is all we are facing in Nigeria. The most unfortunate thing is that they are handing over a fragile, sick country to answer low-grade mind. I want to, I what you wrote here. All right, say, all right, thank you so much. Dayo from Fagba. The way you join your messages together, you just pity for me when I'm reading it now. Yeah, just try and be spacing it a bit. And then Obina Norum from Ayobor Ikpaja says, President Muhammad Buhari a few years ago branded Nigeria youth as lazy. No, but now with the borrowing kind of government this administration is running, instead of democracy, is it not clear that the ones that are lazy are not the Nigerian youths, leaving us with 77 trillion naira debt? Indeed, this government is leaving the country in comatose. We must rise up to correct this social malady.
Why do you think they don't want to stay here? They are tired. They have messed up the place. That's why they can. There's a proverb in my place. Fowl. When the fowl have messed up the ground, it now starts perching on the trees to rest. That's what is going on. The president is not in town. The president-elect is also not in town. And they are telling us, buy another guy, telling Tinubu will not rule from abroad. Did we ask him? Where Tinubu will rule from?
So you heard that.
No,
Mr. Darlington, let's go back to the phone lines.
Did we ask him?
I deliberately skipped that news.
Did we ask him?
Good evening to you. Welcome.
They are not even ashamed to say that he's even abroad.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
And Mr. Darlington.
Mr. Darlington,
well done, my brother.
You are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, go ahead.
I keep on saying this country, the way I see this country, before this country can work, we must go back to regional government. All this one, we are just deceiving ourselves about this president government. Before this country, let us go back to the regional government. It will stop all this ethnic fighting that we are fighting to ourselves. That is my contribution. Say we need that idea from our offer.
All right, thank you so much. All right, hello, good evening. Good evening, can you hear me? Are you there?
Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is Michael. Calling from Madrid. I want to appreciate Mr. Darlington. You're such a wise man. Seriously, we're blessed to have you. And what can I say? What can I say about you that people haven't said? What can I say about you people haven't said? I'm glad to have you as well too. Well, sorry, I just came from work, right? I'm just back from work, and I follow your program all the time, all right? So I don't know what the line of discussion was, like how you started the line of discussion.
So let me quickly bring you up to speed. Now, not just you, but you and other people who may just be joining us, right?
Google the letter.
Apart from the letter, first we started with a story that happened last week where 38 people were said to be killed by armed herdsmen in a village in Nasarawa state. So the attack started 9 p.m. on Thursday through to early hours on Friday. And 38 people were killed, including the pastor of Ekwa Church. If you know Northern Nigeria, you know Ekwa is a popular church in Northern Nigeria, right? And they were all given a mass burial yesterday. That's one. I'm coming. Two, the U.S. has now imposed a visa ban on everyone who, it's an electoral
found wanting and involved in the electoral
defaulting. So for those who incited violence either physically or verbally, for those who manipulated election results, these are the people that
yes, I imagine.
And then the military yesterday wrote a letter to the president, the Senate, and the service chiefs. And the letter is titled, where is the title of that letter? Let me get it. It said, the letter is titled...
Who wrote the letter?
The military.
Come again.
The military.
Okay, the military.
Their name is a group of the military, tagged Concerned Patriotic Military Officers. They're the ones who wrote the letter. Concerned Patriotic Military Officer. The letter is titled, The Military Promoting Grave Injustice and Unprofessionalism to Destroy Nigeria. That's the title of the letter.
Sister, please.
Let me finish talking. Maybe you ask me a question. Make I complete my tatafo. Let me complete my tatafo. All right, go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. Let me let you finish up. Are you there, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. So I wanted to also say, so in that letter, they said that they threatened to force a radical revolution, revolution to save Nigeria if the monumental corruption in the military is not checked forthwith. These were their words. So the group gave the warning in that letter and also said that the service chiefs, both present and past, that they are the ones that they must be probed because they are the ones that have put Nigeria in this situation that we are, that they are the ones failing Nigeria, not the politicians. That is the military chiefs, past and present, that are the ones failing Nigeria. They said a lot. Well, let me rest my case. Go ahead. We'll have very short time.
Yeah. Precious.
Sir?
Sorry. I'm a very religious. I follow your program religiously. Like seriously. Right? So like seriously. Even though most of the times I try calling, but because of the traffic, the network, and all of those things, my call don't go through. This is the second time. This is just the second time my call is going through. Like seriously, for the past 2 months, I've been following your program. Okay, now I haven't understood what you explained. The first time I called on your program, I made the contribution when I don't know how many people were killed. Was it in Benue? Just immediately after the election or something.
Oh yeah, it happened in Benue. Also happened in Kaduna.
And I said something about the president's body language. That me personally, it's just my opinion, right? The president's body language speaks volume. Yes. His body language or his silence. I'm telling you. Or his silence. His silence says a lot as well. Now listen. Talking about the military. Sorry, please. I would. You see what Mahmoud? What's it called? The professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Yes, see what he's trying to plunge Nigeria into. For God's sake, I was going to speak Spanish. I'm sorry. See what he's going to plunge Nigeria into. He's going to plunge Nigeria into, he's going to divide the military. They are going to take sides and all of those things. And before you know what's going on, Nigeria is going to plunge into civil war. Like, for God's sake, this man is supposed to be behind bars as we speak.
But what did he do?
People travelize, and people don't see the people don't even know the extent to which this man has committed. Like, no, come on. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult. I don't want to throw foul words. Let me just hang up, okay?
All right. Thank you.
May God help Nigeria.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right. So, Mr. Darlington, let's see if we can just take just this one call. Then we'll this person can make it short. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome. Help me turn down the volume.
Thank you very much. I'm calling from the dead.
Thank you, sir. If you can help me make it very, very brief. Thank you. I appreciate it.
James,
okay, I'll be very brief. I just want to mention that the visa ban of financial riggers is meaningless. This is our internal problems. The Americans will wash their hands off it completely. And lastly, the letter by the military is an indication of a potential military takeover. So we should go for a very tough time ahead of our country.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Now, Precious, please.
when somebody has a problem, try and solve it. Don't delay it or pretend. Even don't stop that person who will telling you that you have a problem. That person is your friend, not your enemy. I'm telling you, I have told you here that it is better to judge than to war. If these people have been listening to some of us, at least taking steps to do the right thing, Nigeria will not be like this. But you allow a lot of impunity, a lot of arrogance. People were behaving anyhow, talking anyhow, as if there's no government. People are above the law. Somebody will slap somebody, they will give him 20 years in jail. Another person will shoot somebody, you will say, don't worry, let us move on. It was a mistake. What kind of country is that? Is that not what brought all this nonsense? No, tell me, is that not how all this thing started? And when we are crying and shouting, nobody listened to us. Now that it has become it has gone to the level of a threat by the military, I'm sure some people will sit up. No, it is not they will wake up. They will start telling, why should the military do like that? They are supposed to be subservient to the civilian administration. They should not do that. They should not do. That was how we got to this point, because we have been allowing so many things. The military should not talk. They should. But you are using them to rig election. You are using this same military to commit illegalities. This same military, look at what you have corrupted them. Because you refuse to do the right thing. You think that they are the one keeping you in power. Because they are the military, they are the one sustaining your power. Therefore, whatever they do, you close your eyes to it, Abi. Now that the thing is getting out of hand, what are you going to do? No, tell me. If this country had been good, no president will leave this country and spend a day. An American president to go outside America and spend one day there. It is not possible.
All right, Lagos, let me let you know that from Friday, Esther Nwachukwu will be sitting in for me because I'll not be around. So just to let those who just joined us to know that, right? So remember, Mr. Darlington joins us every Monday and Tuesday. So for 2 weeks, I'll be out and Esther will be standing in for me on the show every day. And Mr. Darlington will join her every Monday and Thursday on the show. I'll be on a short break to attend to my father's funeral. I do hope that you treat them well and be kind to them. I plead and crave your indulgence. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Darlington.
Yeah, finally.
Let me
talk about. You see this Shehu matter. Pressure. This is double standard.
Wow, Shehu Kuti.
Yeah, Shehu Kuti. This is double standard. I will never believe that there will be a very good rapport between any Kuti family and the police, any security, after what happened to their mother. Remember the unknown soldier. What happened to their mother at Kalakuta Republic?
So, finished.
Hold on.
Now, there is no time again.
What I'm saying is that if they are now particular about Shehu Kuti, that the IG had to take interest in that matter. All the things that happened in Lagos during the election, MC Oluoma and Co. Why didn't the IG order their arrest? Answer me.
All right. Lagos will answer that question. Perhaps tomorrow they'll send in their response. All right. Thank you so much, Lagos. My name is Precious Inyi. Follow the station on all her social media handles at VOP 90.3 FM. On social media, you can catch me at Precious Inyi Official on Instagram. Precious ENYI Official altogether on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at Precious_ENYI. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll be with you Wednesday. I'll be with you on Thursday. Mr. Darlington, you know I can't thank you enough for being here. I will fight and settle on this show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Lagos. Have yourself an amazing